class. Today we're going to review a homework from last night, which was the starter problems on parabolas. We'll look at number 7 first. They asked us to find the coordinates of the vertex, then give the equation of the axis of symmetry and the least value of the function. So in this, we look for the a, the b, and the c. In this case, a equals 1, the coefficient of the squared term. B is 0 because there's no linear term. And c is -5. So the opposite of b over 2a is 0. So then we plug 0 in for the x, and we get out the -5. Then we can answer the questions. The vertex is 0, -5, which means the axis of symmetry is whatever the x coordinate is, so x equals 0, and the minimum value is going to be -5. They didn't ask you to graph it, but if they did, it would look something like this. Okay, next we move on to question 9. And in question 9, it's a little bit harder because they're fractions. So again, the a, the b, and the c, we write those out. Opposite of b, so 1 over 2a, so that would be 1/2. And you substitute that in here, and with some work with fractions, you'll find that you get -6 1/4, which means that 1/2 comma -6 1/4 is the vertex. The axis of symmetry is x equals this, and the least value is -6 1/4. Next, question 11. This one we like a little bit better than that last one because again we notice that the b term is 0. So that means that if b is 0 and a is 9 and c is -4, the opposite of b is going to be 0 over 18, which is still 0. So we get 0 as the vertex, x coordinate of the vertex. You plug that in and you get -4. So then we can answer the vertex is 0, -4. The axis of symmetry is x equals 0. And the least value is -4. Okay, then we get to the parabolas that are going in the other direction, that are going down. And in these, notice that the a term is negative, so that's going to pull everything down. So the opposite of b, that'd be 3 over -1, 2 times -1. So that's where you get -3/2. You substitute that in, be careful of the fractions, and you'll get 9/4. So then we can answer our questions. The vertex is -3/2, 9/4. The axis of symmetry is x equals -3/2, and the greatest value is 9/4. Next, we talk about number 15. This is a little bit easier because we don't have the fractions. Opposite of b over 2a, we get -4, and then we substitute -4 in for the x. Be careful, this negative sign is really the opposite of x squared. So when you square this number, you then have to take the opposite of it. So that's probably the most common mistake on this one. You'll come out with 1. So the vertex is -4, 1. The x equals -4 is the axis of symmetry, but the greatest value is 1 because this parabola is going down. And then the last one is, you'll notice here how they put this out of order. So again, A equals -2, B equals 1, C equals 0. And the opposite of B over 2A is 1/4. You substitute that in and you get 1/8. So here's your vertex, your axis of symmetry, and your greatest value.